Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and here we are with our good friends at the Atlantic Canadian Aerospace and Defence Association, MAS 2025. I want to tell you, great things are happening here at the MAS conference. That Maritime Arctic Safety and Security, such a great conversation. I want to tell you, this region is doing very well as the gateway to the Arctic, and we're so happy to have people in this conversation. Thanks to our good friends from the Ship Stop Here initiative for bringing this conversation to life. They understand that ships indeed do stop right in this very place. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Steve Crocker. I'm Minister of Industry, Energy and Technology. I almost referred back to my former role.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a big role. Break it down for me. Talk to me about the big chunks of that role.
Yeah, so there's many chunks in that role. You know, it's our industries of the province, whether it's oil and gas, our natural resources, our mining sector, our business investment, our business attraction. So, you know, it's a large portfolio, and it's playing such a key role right now if you look at the dynamics of the world, whether, like, obviously we're here today talking about defense and sovereignty, but it's also, you know, conversations that we have around trade as well, and how, you know, trade, I guess, is what got us to the point where we are today. We're with Prime Minister Carney committing 5% of GDP on NATO spend. And I think that's what's causing the excitement at this event today and this week, is the emergence of the importance of security and sovereignty. And, you know, as a province, we're very well positioned, I think, to receive our part of that new strategy.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Talk to me about your vision of this initiative now, Ship Stop Here, you know, sort of showcasing Newfoundland and Labrador in the context of the region. All right, this is a very interesting region we live in here in Atlantic Canada, and Newfoundland is a very unique spot in that. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. And our position in the North Atlantic is truly unique, and I think you have to look back to the fact that, you know, the U.S. operated military bases here up until the mid-1990s. At the end of the Cold War, the Americans closed down those bases. They had bases in Argentia, bases in Goose Bay, Stephenville, St. John's. You know, they had a presence here until the 1990s, and there was a reason for that. It was strategic. You know, the U.S. government back in World War II saw the need to have, you know, forward operating bases here in the North Atlantic. And I think, I guess somewhat unfortunately, we find ourselves back into a situation today where that's become important again. So it's certainly an opportunity for Newfoundland and Labrador to use our key positioning in the North Atlantic to benefit in security and Arctic security.
And a great workforce and a great group of companies around it, right?
Absolutely. Tremendous workforce. You know, our trades workers are the best in the world. They have so many skills that are transferable. Where, you know, we have our trades workers working on oil and gas projects, mining projects, hydroelectric projects. They have so many skills. They've built this resume of skill set that is so easily transferable. We're fortunate to have educational facilities here in the province, whether it's Memorial or College of the North Atlantic, who can quickly adapt programming to make sure that we're training our people, training our students, training people in the trades to actually adapt, you know, micro-credentials and other opportunities.
Yeah, you're so right. And other colleges like Kean and folks like that, everybody's sort of in the boat rowing together, right?
Absolutely, and we're nimble in the way that we can change programming as we need to.
Yeah, Minister, you know, one of the recipes for success, of course, is when those big pillars of government, industry, and academia work together, we can achieve so much. And as you so rightly pointed out, you've got an academic sort of ecosystem here ready to go. Absolutely. Industry is poised to jump forward. Where do you see your department fitting into this whole Ship Stop Here initiative? Now, that might be a bit of an unfair question because it's a brand new initiative.
No, I've had the opportunity. You know, I met with Advantage St. John's a few weeks ago and talked about, you know, Ship Stop Here in its early days. I met with Ship Stop Here yesterday. I think what we're doing now is, you know, we need to build that catalog of inventory because, you know, a lot of the companies that you see making up Ship Stop Here, they're, you know, oil and gas companies. They're companies with, you know, subsea expertise. They're companies with all these expertise that are so easily transferable, and they also have the expertise themselves and the skilled workforce to actually deliver now into, for some a new sector, for some not a new sector. There are companies in that group that already have tremendous contracts in national defense, but that was when we were spending less than 2% on our NATO commitment. Now we're going to move towards 5% in that commitment, and this is a tremendous opportunity for Newfoundland and Labrador.
And a lot of companies that have dual use technology, right? I think of a company like Crocker, right?
Exactly.
Oil and gas, defense, it goes both ways.
It's so transferable.
Yeah.
The work that we've done in subsea and naval architecture and the facilities that we have, it's so easy to transfer these facilities. We have facilities strategically located right around this province. Goose Bay again, tremendous opportunities right now to revitalize that base. That base was so important in the Cold War and World War II, and now as the Arctic opens up, Goose Bay is so well positioned to be a part of our sovereignty and our security.
Minister, you made an announcement in there. You want to give us a snapshot of that?
Yeah, so about a little over a year ago, in March 2024, we started an RFP process for our Bolam fabrication facility. We've been 16, 17 months getting to where we are today, and this morning we were able to announce that we've reached a memorandum of understanding with North Atlantic Refining Limited for them to come in and operate lease that facility from us and market it around the world and make sure that facility lives up to its potential. And the true potential of that facility, I believe, is employing Newfoundland and Labrador trades workers.
This is fantastic news. Listen, Minister, before you jumped on, you said you were busy, and I know your team is there to get you off to the next event. I tell you, if you're busy, that means good things for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Absolutely.
Right? And I want to thank you finally for your service to the province. I know what it takes for guys like you to, every single day you get up and you are on and driving this province forward. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the conference.